The head coach of the Aztecs, Brian Dutcher, joining us live on Xtra 1360. Mark Willardy from Salam in for the Herd. Coach, great to have you. Let's start with something really fun, though. How about Malik Pope? He's going to be on the Lakers Summer League team, huh?
Yeah, how fantastic is that? Get to turn on TV next week and watch Malik play. I'm really excited for him.
Yeah, I love it. Were you surprised that with his measurables and his talent that he didn't get drafted by a team?
You know, just look at the guys that weren't drafted. It's hard to get drafted in the NBA. You know, Alonzo Trier from Arizona, Brandon McCoy 1 year from being a McDonald's All-American and averaged 17 and 10 for UNLV. It's hard to get drafted. But like I tell everybody, everybody's path is different. So take the path you're on and make the best of it. And Malik's path right now is through the Summer League with the Lakers, and hopefully he'll play well enough to impress the Lakers or another team that will be there playing.
Coach, were there phone calls from NBA teams in recent weeks? Like, you know, did you have the sense that he was close to being drafted? What kind of conversations have taken place?
You know, yeah, we've talked to teams on Malik over not only this summer, but in past years. Malik is a tremendous talent. He's just fought injuries his whole career. He finally had a healthy year for us where he played a full year, and I think that made an impression on people. You know, when you're missing 9 games a year before, then that tends to have people question your durability. And Malik came to San Diego State having missed his junior year and senior year, basically, with the broken leg. And so Malik's path has been different. He's healthy now. He's competing at a higher level, and I think he'll go to the Summer League and play very well.
Speaking of another young phenom you guys have down at San Diego State, Jalen McDaniels, how are you feeling about his progress, and what are you looking for out of him this year?
I think Jalen took advantage of the rules. I mean, he has an opportunity to go put his name in the draft, try out with these different NBA teams. He worked out for 9 NBA teams in person on their facilities and did a good job. He got the feedback, which he wanted, to find out where he needed to grow his game, and he's taken that feedback and working hard this summer to help improve himself and help improve the Aztecs next year. And so Jalen did a good job with the rules the way they are. You can put your name in and pull it out, and hopefully we will all benefit from that.
He has similar numbers to one great Aztec player, Kawhi Leonard. Do you see him as that same type of player that can make that transition from being a great college player to an NBA player?
You know, Kawhi's just such a gifted athlete. I mean, what he has physically, not many players have, with the shoulders and length and hands. And, you know, Jalen's different than Kawhi, but in the context of how they play, they're the same a lot. Jalen is a high-motor guy. He plays hard every possession. He's a much better shooter than he showed for us last year. And I said that. I said, people, what would surprise you about Jalen? I said, what will surprise most people is he's a way better shooter than he showed for us. He just didn't take a lot. But I think they'll see a lot more three-point shooting from Jalen this year to go along with his high motor and great instincts.
Brian Dutcher, head coach of the Aztecs, is joining us on Xtra 1360. Coach, you know, because Jalen, I mean, he went within an hour of joining the NBA draft, and then he comes back. So clearly the thought right now, at least amongst fans, is it's likely that he's going to want to go to the NBA next year. So how do you showcase that? In other words, do you ask him to just, hey, you're going to have to showcase it within the framework of the team system? Or is it on you to sort of draw up offenses and things like that will help him showcase himself for next year?
My job is to do anything I can to help the Aztecs win. And so if that means highlighting Jalen in certain situations, isolations, or opportunities for him to score that makes the Aztecs better, then we'll do that. But we've always played through our most reliable players over the years, whether this year Trey Kell, when he came back off injury, or Winston Shepard, J.J. O'Brien, Xavier Thames, guys that can make plays for themselves and others. And so we've always been blessed with a lot of those players, and Jalen's one of them. So as he continues to grow his game and improve in areas, then we will take advantage of those areas to help the Aztecs win games.
Coach, you were with Steve Fisher forever, and you were, the head coach in waiting. Now it's your show, and what I saw as a huge Aztec fan and former Aztec was you opened up the offense a lot more last year, and San Diego State has always been a great defensive team, but last year offensively, you guys kind of took it to the next level. Is that the trajectory that you want to take the Aztec into scoring into the 70s, sometimes the 80s, and you put more points on the board?
Obviously, our pace of play went up drastically. I think we were in the close to the high 100s, 190s, 180s in pace of play. And last year, I think we went to 50 in pace of play out of 361 teams, Division I. And so I think our pace of play improved, and I want to continue that. I think it's easier to score against defenses that aren't set. So we're trying to get down the floor and look for early opportunities. Now, we're not running down taking bad shots. So we want to run down, look for early opportunities to score against mismatches. And if they're not there, we want to continue to do what we do, share the ball, play for others, and that will improve us drastically offensively if we do that.
Coach, listen to these characteristics, okay? He's selfish. He doesn't communicate with his team. He lets his teammates down. His head is not in the right place. These are the things people are saying about Kawhi Leonard. I don't understand it based on the entire body of work that we've seen this person be for years. What is your reaction to what people are saying about this guy?
God, it's ridiculous. I mean, you don't hear Popovich saying that, the guy that coaches him and he's played for in the Spurs. You don't hear anybody at San Diego State ever saying that. It just makes for great radio. I mean, we ought to be thanking Kawhi right now. He seems to be dominating every talk show, whether it's TV or radio, as to what Kawhi's doing, what he's thinking. And like I said before, the one thing is you can make sure is that Kawhi's never said anything as to what his thoughts are, and he's been silent through it. Everybody is speaking about what he's thinking, but we're really not sure what he's thinking. He's a smart young man. He's never been a man of a lot of words. He keeps to himself. He keeps his thoughts to himself. And he's a professional athlete now. So you hire people to negotiate contracts, to look for deals, whether it's to remain with the Spurs or to find another franchise that would be interested in him. And that's why you hire agents. He's done a great job of not being drug into all this dialogue and conversation. You don't see him out there reacting to everything someone says. You don't see him out there tweeting every time. And all he does is continue to try to be the best basketball player he can be. He's in the Jam Center, working out still, improving his game, and whether that's for the Spurs or another team, that's yet to be determined.
Coach, he seems like a guy that when there is trouble, he does look to a very close inner circle. We know that Greg Popovich came to San Diego last week to speak to him, so we know at least to a certain degree right now he's here and he's around. Has he been, and you don't need to, share any inner thoughts, but is he reaching out to an inner circle amongst the Aztecs? Have you spoken to him?
I saw Kawhi in the gym last week, and the last thing I want to do is talk to him about this situation. He gets that probably enough from everybody else. So all I'm trying to do is welcome him back to campus, tell him how much we love him and how much respect we have for what he's doing as a player, and just let him come here and get away from it. To escape that and to get into the gym and to do what he loves best, and that's work on his basketball game. And so, yes, I've seen him. No, I haven't asked him one thing about it.
How excited are you guys for Malachi Flynn, who came over from Washington State as a transfer? What are you guys looking forward to see from him?
Malachi is a gym rat. He constantly is working on his game. He averaged 17 points a game last year at Washington State, scored 24 against the Aztecs in the Wood Legacy. So we know Malachi's good. And we just think he's going to get better. And so he'll sit out this year as a transfer and have 2 years remaining. We'll lose Jeremy Hemsley and Devin Watson at the end of their senior years. So it's a good year for Malachi to step in with a year under his belt in our program as a practice-type situation and step in and lead us in the future. So we're excited about having Malachi in an Aztec uniform a year from now.
Coach, always great fun to have you on the show. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. Appreciate you, Coach.
All right, there it goes. Brian Dutcher, the head coach of the Aztecs basketball team. And
Great coach, too.
I imagine he's going to go to a lot of Laker games when Malik Pope and Kawhi Leonard are both starring for them next year.
Wouldn't that be something?